Well, good morning. Good, grateful morning to all of you. I have to let you know, for some reason, my eyes are leaking this morning. Isn't that something? You just never know. You just never know how things are going to show up for you in that moment, do you? And that has been my experience, especially these last 2 months, and especially yesterday. So first of all, with the, Eric, if we could go to the second slide of the PowerPoint. And this is mostly why my eyes are leaking this morning. Is Tony and I, from the bottom of our hearts, want to say thank you. Because 33 of you from this community showed up yesterday and helped us pack up our home and move us to Castle Rock. And the amazing love, the amazing support, the amazing generosity of this community is truly outstanding and unbelievable. And so we are so filled. We are so filled. And I just wanted to pass that on to you. So thank you to you. And I can say that from Tony and I. I want to say we thought we got the truck packed in an hour and 10 minutes, which I think it should go down in the Guinness Book of World Records. And it's because we had so many people. And it dawned on me yesterday morning, I said, this must be what the Amish feel like. You know, when they get together and they build a barn in one day. I said, this is so cool. Who would have ever thought? So when we got the truck completely loaded, before we disbanded, we wanted to take a group shot and do a big thank you. Well, there was a whole other leg happening in Castle Rock. And unfortunately, we forgot, I think it was because there was just so much activity going on in the new home, we forgot to gather everybody together and take another picture, because a lot of beautiful souls met with us in Castle Rock that aren't a part of this picture. And I do want to do a very special shout out for 3 incredible angels of the kitchen. Because Paige and Kathy, and then Christine wasn't there, but she made some, I have a story about that too. She made some incredible cakes to have there. But Paige and Kathy, if you guys could stand up, I would love for all of us to give you a huge round of applause, please. And I can tell you, the reason why I'm having you stand up is because you nourished all of us. You nurtured and nourished every single one of us that showed up yesterday. And to walk into that house, because they arrived early, and to have the smells of homemade vegetable soup in the room, and lasagna and garlic bread, and it was the most heart welcoming feeling one could ever imagine. So thank you so much for your nourishment. So as you can imagine, I am overfilling with gratitude because of what this community is all about. And I wanted you to know that this community is what they write songs about. It really is. You guys are that amazing. And if you ever doubt that for 1 minute, I am always going to be here to remind you of that. You are amazing, beautiful, divine expressions of spirit. And I want you to know that it doesn't take this teaching that we're all about. You know, this center is not about the teaching. It's not about a building or lack of a building. It's not about the minister. It's about the people. And we have the most amazing center in the world because of the people. And I have a little picture here that's going to prove that to you. Or if you ever need proof, I've got plenty. So you just come tell me if you ever need proof. So I'm just so overfilled with gratitude on that. So the first Sunday of the month, if you could go to the second slide, or the third slide. The first Sunday of the month, if you recall, we kicked off our month theme of gratitude. And at the end of my talk, I asked everybody to get the little square pieces of paper that were in your seat out. And we did a little meditation, affirmation, and you wrote down the things that you were grateful for. Well, I want you to know that these are your pieces of paper, and they've been strung on little Thanksgiving colored ribbon, and they are here as a physical representation of something that is mighty and great, that goes on beyond what we can see. And so what I did was Do you have that slide? Oh, okay. Okie doke, thank you. Sorry. And so what I did last night was I took all of the things that you all wrote on these pieces of paper that you were thankful for, and I created a Wordle. And if you're not familiar with the Wordle, it's this wonderful program where you type in all these different words, and then it creates these beautiful collages with the words. And the words that show up the most are bigger. And so if a word only shows up once, it's smaller, and the word that keeps happening over and over again in repetition is really big. Thank you so much. Here's the Wordle that our first Sunday in November, what we were grateful for, came to. And so I'd love for you to just take a look at that right now. And you can pick out family happened over and over and over again on your pieces of paper, and community and health. And I know because it's going up that way, you can't really tell, but the word that showed up the most was love. And that's just the perfect representation of what this community is all about. It's right here on the pieces of paper. And we're going to leave this up here after the service if you want to come forward and take a look at what everybody else might have put down. But this is the Wordle, and I actually printed one. You can create them and make them different colors and stuff. So if you want to take a look at it after the service, but every single word that you put on this paper is on there. So if you named a family member in particular, they're on here. And so this is a representation of all of this incredible community. And so I thought that was really cool. So if you can imagine, last night, we moved in yesterday. There's boxes everywhere. I'm not really sure where certain clothes are or shoes or anything else like that. And the first thing of nature of the business last night was we had to get our internet hooked up so that I could finish working on this service this morning. And we ran into a little bit of glitch on that, so that took a little longer than normal. So I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm typing in the words for the Wordle. And something really amazing happened to me, and Tony can attest to this. Being immersed in this feeling of gratitude, which is what we've been covering all month long, I actually got to have the physical and the spiritual experience of that happening last night. After typing all of the things that are on this piece of paper in the computer to make this Wordle, and there's one other thing that I did too, my spirit was so moved and so uplifted. Tony thought I had become possessed, because if you can imagine, we were dog tired at the end of the day yesterday. And about 11:30, I came running downstairs, and I was a completely different person. I said, I could do the service right now if I needed to. And he goes, I believe that. I had so much energy. I said, I could go drive to Brighton and pack up more stuff and bring it back. I had an amazing amount of energy, and I was so filled with love and joy and the spirit of life. It was palpable. And all I did, and I say all I did, but it was a lot. On the first Sunday of the month, when I talked about the 5 steps on stepping into gratitude this month, and if you even just took on doing one of those steps, how it could affect and change and transition your life into an experience of feeling more of the spirit of the divine within you, and then being able to express that and attract more of all that good, rich goodness that we want in our life, that's what happened to me last night. So beyond all odds, I had unlimited energy, incredible joy, just from immersing myself in all of the expressions of gratitude of each one of you. And so we're going to do a little bit of that later in the service, but I wanted to share that with you. There's our Wordle. And I just think it's the coolest thing ever. I have this blackboard hanging in my kitchen. It's not hanging in the new one yet, it's still hanging in the old one. And I wrote on it a long time ago, the universe supports me in every way. And I'd put a little purple heart at the bottom. Well, sometimes the teens I've had the wonderful opportunity of working with have moved on and they've become young adults. They come and visit us sometimes. We have one that officiated our wedding last year we consider her a part of our family. She was visiting us, and she went and put little tiny pink hearts all over this blackboard that says the universe supports me in every way. And I can't bring myself to erase it because I don't want to erase her little tiny hearts. But that is an affirmation that I see every time I go into the kitchen. And the power of reading this affirmation Every single time I've gone into the kitchen has created amazing things in my life because the universe supports us in every way. I can give you so many examples of that. But just for example, for this move, we had two really close friends actually move within the city and across state. And they were able to supply us with all the boxes, all the wrapping material, all the bubble wrap. It was incredible. That's just one example. And so the universe supports us in every way. My thought to you, my invitation to you this morning is to truly take that within and know that completely. And then open yourself up to allowing that to unfold every single moment of your life. I have a story of packing up. You know, the talk title today, and the talk is about treasures of blessings, and that we have treasures of blessings in our lives everywhere. A lot of the times we're not even aware of it, and we might not know about them, or we might come across them later and then realize how much of an impact it has had on our life. And so there can be hidden treasures. There can be big treasure chests. This service so far this morning has given me so much fodder for this talk because of what Foster said in one of his readings about the reading on Jesus, where don't about the treasures here, you know, don't worry about those. And I bet all those that moved us yesterday kind of hoped I didn't have quite as many treasures here. So I had to think about that. Those good old treasures. So treasures definitely could be physical representations and manifestations of our blessings, and they can also be what we hold in our heart and our soul, and for what we experience through our interactions with our community and with our family, with our loved ones and with ourselves and our relationship with the divine. So the other day I'm packing up my office, packing up my desk drawers, and I started finding pictures of my grandfather. You'll know this eventually, but my grandfather was the most important person in my life, by far. He was an amazing individual, amazing representation of the divine in every single breath and step of his life. And he impacted and affected my life so much. So I find these pictures of my grandfather. So of course I start crying. So I'm crying and I'm packing up my desk drawer, and I really need a tissue, and I had just run out of my tissues in my office like 2 days earlier. So I had a goal to get this drawer packed before I got up, because as you can imagine, I can get a little off track. I don't know if anybody else is like that. When they go to pack or something, I would find a picture album and I have to look at the pictures before I put it in the box. So packing takes a really long time for me, if you can imagine. So I promised, you cannot get up from this chair until you finish packing up this drawer. So I've got tears streaming down my face, and I really could use a tissue. And then the other day, I needed to find the date. My family was featured in National Geographic back in, and I know this now, 1982, and I had forgotten the year because I knew that I had ordered it for my grandmother on eBay because she wanted a copy of the issue. And I couldn't remember the date that we were featured in there. And I came across, while I was emptying this drawer, the little write-up, and so I put that to the side. Oh yes, I needed this. This is how the universe supports us in every way. I had this thought like 3 weeks ago and thought, oh well, I'll figure it out. Well, there it was, right in front of my face as I'm emptying out this drawer. So I put that to the side. And then I lift up some file folders, and sure enough, and then I have this obsession with soap, scented soap, because I would find them, I would get them at different events that I would work at, because in working at the Chamber of Commerce in Brighton, I supported all the different local businesses there, and many of them were soap makers. So they would give me all these little samples and pieces of soap all the time. So I'd put them in my drawers to make everything smell pretty. So I've got the soap that I'm emptying out. Well, then I get to the bottom, and there's these 3 packages of Kleenex down there. I mean, this is an example. It might be small, but this is an example of how the universe supports us in every single way. I've got tears and everything else falling all over my face, and all I really needed was a Kleenex, and there it was. And it smelled pretty because it had soap on it. So, here I am crying. I've got my Kleenex. It smells good. I mean, it's just, all is right with the world all the time. That's what was so clear to me in that moment. No matter what, when we're opening up to having those feelings, to allow life to pass through us and move through us, truly all is always well with the world. So I just had to share that with you. And another thing that I found when I was working at Girls Inc. as the director of finance, the director of programs moved away. And we were still amidst a very busy season, so they asked me to step in and become director of programs too. So they sent me to this program director institute training to get me up to speed. In that training, we were given this card, and we were told to write a message to ourselves. And they would mail it to us, of course, much later on, like a year later, and they had mailed it to me. And it's a beautiful card of 4 guardians, and it says, "I swear I will not dishonor my soul with hatred, but offer myself humbly as a guardian of nature, as a healer of misery, as a messenger of wonder, and as an architect of peace." It's a beautiful card. So I wanted to share, because I found this, of course, in the desk drawer too. It's like a desk drawer of goodies. It says here, because our mission and our value statement at Girls Inc. was we inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. So I put on here, you are strong, smart, and bold. You can do this. This is important. You have all that you need to accomplish what you desire. Take action, implementation, baby steps will get you there. Utilize all of your resources, for they are unlimited. Shine your light and allow it to illuminate the world. I love you. And so this card could be the talk this morning as far as I'm concerned. This is what I know within me and feel and want to pass on to you and tell you every single day of the rest of your lives that this is the truth. And I'm your cheerleader, and all of the community are each other's cheerleaders. And this was a treasure of a blessing that I came across that I want to always know. I want to always know this, that the universe supports us in every way. If you need Kleenex, it's going to be there. Send it. If you have this big goal, this big project, you are supported. 33 people can come to your house and help you move in an hour and a half. It's possible because of who and what we are as a community, as beings giving up our special gifts. That's what happens. That's the Dharma of life. And Tony and I had a wonderful time talking about it last night, about how each and every one of you have your own special gift that you do really, really well. And we could tell that when everybody came up to help us move. Everybody did their special thing. They sang their special song, and it worked like this beautiful symphonic orchestration. And it's like, if we just allow that to be, and when we get up in the morning, if we step out and just do that, which we are called to do and what our heart is leading us to do, our lives are a beautiful spiritual orchestration of a symphony. And so while I'm sitting, the main thing that occurred during this move and getting ready for this morning is, for some reason, and everything got packed, everything got moved, if you can imagine. Everything but my dress shoes. And you ladies out there would know that's something to kind of laugh about, because I had packed up a whole bunch of my tennis shoes and some hiking boots and stuff like that, because I knew they would be heavier, and I put them in some duffel bags. But for some reason, my dress shoes didn't get packed. And so I was getting ready for service last night, and I said, I don't have any dress shoes. What am I going to do? I can't go to service wearing tennis shoes or hiking boots. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to, but I'll just have to work it into my talk. So the really, really cool thing about all of this, the treasures of blessings that we have, is while I'm sitting at my desk working on the talk, I'm all full of this amazing feeling, and I look up in the closet in the office. Somebody had moved one of my shoe holders, my shoe racks, and had attached it on the back of the closet in my office. So there were some shoes right there in front of me. It was unbelievable. Now they were not black. There wasn't a single black one there, so they're brown. So I have brown shoes on with a black outfit. That's quite all right. You're pointing to Kathy. Is that okay? Thank you, because I certainly don't want to do any fashion faux pas here. But if you could just imagine, I'm typing all of these in, I'm working on the talk, and I look up, and of course, I'm completely provided and taken care of. And that's what it's like when we open up to that. It's so incredible. So I want to share with you, is it the next slide that has the video on it? Yes. So this is 56 seconds long, I believe, 48 seconds long. I want you to know something. We're going to watch this, and I want you to know this is exactly how I felt last night, to a T. What this little girl is doing here is exactly how I felt last night. And this is what is the example and the outpicturing when we step into those 5 steps that I talked about earlier this month. When we step into that practicing of gratitude and feeling it, stopping for one quick hot second to take it into our heart and feel it, and it multiplies exponentially. And this is what multiplied for me. So everybody enjoy this. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Kim.
Look, I can be a shark. Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my moms. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah. I can do anything good. Better than anyone. Better than anyone.
Wasn't that amazing? She's like, I like my whole house. Yeah. I mean, you could just feel it. You could feel her energy. You could feel her gratitude, her enthusiasm for life. And that's really what it's all about. Barbara Kingsolver is one of my favorite authors, and I love reading her books. And probably because she was raised in Kentucky. I was raised in Kentucky. And she wrote a wonderful book called Animal Vegetable Miracle. And I want to share with you a quote that she speaks of in that book, because it captures what we just saw and what I experienced last night. That captures exactly how I felt. I ran downstairs and I was just like that little girl, and Tony was like, what is wrong with you? So this is what Barbara Kingsolver says about gratitude. And in this particular book, Animal Vegetable Miracle, what they did was, for a whole year, they decided to only eat the food that they grew. And if for any reason, they needed a little bit of additional food sources, if they had to buy it or if they had to receive it as a gift from other neighbors and stuff, that they would only eat what was in season, that they would not eat any food that was not normal for it to be available in that moment. And so this quote is a quote taken from when they were sitting down for their holiday meal. She says, our holiday food splurge was a small crate of tangerines, which we found ridiculously thrilling after an 8-month abstinence from citrus. Lily hugged each one to her chest before undressing it as gently as a doll. Watching her do that as she sat cross-legged on the floor one morning in pink pajamas with bliss lighting her cheeks, I thought, lucky is the world to receive this grateful child. Value is not made of money, but of a tender balance of expectation and longing. Grateful is the world to receive this child. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It does for me. And so I want to say that lucky is our world to receive all of us, grateful beings and grateful expressions of love, because incredible things happen. And this has been a whole month of taking a look at gratitude and learning about how the different ways of gratitude affect and show up in our lives and how we can express it in multiple different ways. And then what happens when we're opening up ourselves to that. And so today, and if I could get somebody to turn a little bit of the lights on in the back, or right back here, thank you so much. So today, as a very special gesture of gratitude, at our last practitioner meeting, the practitioners had the thought and the idea to give back to the community. And so they came together, and I'm going to invite all the practitioners to come up front now. And I know somebody went to get Maureen from working with the kids. And then each one is going to share a little bit about why they picked to, the end of this month to give back to the community and what it means to them. Maureen, or Maura, sorry.
We are so very grateful for each and every one of you. And it's got a green light, so
There you
we
go.
go.
You're
Thank
on.
you, DJ. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for each and every one of you. And Maureen and all of us, we started talking about giving you something back. And it is our great pleasure to serve each and every one of you. You know that we are here for you. Just as Reverend Julie is here for you as your minister, we are here as your spiritual practitioners. We are registered and certified just because we took it to the extra step to say yes to that calling. Because we're all spiritual practitioners. We're all on a path. We're here for extra service for you. Please call us. Please email us. Please let us know how we can serve you. Today, there will be a practitioner available for prayer right here for you to take advantage of. So we're each going to say, if there's something on our heart, to let you know. We have these beautiful stars. And so we want to give these to you. These are wishes of your heart. So when we pass around the bowl, if you will just feel, don't look, don't peek. Let your heart pick the star. Just pull it out, and I guarantee you it's going to be miraculous what you pick. Okay? So if we could come and just bless these stars before we give them out in a circle. Would you like to say the blessing on the stars? Or just try to make a circle. I don't know how to make a circle. Yep. So we put our hands on these stars. We bless these beautiful stars as we give back to our community, knowing that you are the light. You are why we serve. You are so very important and special to us. It is our great honor and privilege to be here for you. And we know that you are blessed during this season and beyond. And we declare all this in love, light, spirit, Mother, Father, God, and we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen. If we want to go ahead and start passing them, and if anyone has anything else that they want to say to the community, go ahead.
One quick thing that we did as well was to identify something that we are to our community. And that's one thing I want to share with you is that for me, the thing that came up was love. And in the world, we wonder when we're going to be loved, if we're going to be loved, we want love, we look for love. But we are always declaring that love is God, and God is love, and you're always loved. But sometimes we forget that. And so my commitment to you is to stand in love, that you always know there's somebody on the planet that loves you, no matter how or where or what you are. And I stand in that love for you as one of your fellows and also a practitioner here. It's not informal treatment, it just is. And I know that you're loved. And you're a divine manifestation, and so am I. And so when you have those moments where you feel like, oh, nobody loves me, think about that guy standing over there at the fire department. He loves you.
The fire chief loves you.
Yes. And so it is.
Anybody else? Maureen?
We wanted to give you something that would just remind you, and that if you can put it in your purse or your pocket, on your bedside table, wherever you want to put it, but you keep it. And when you look at it, just remember that you are the light, you're amazing, you're perfect, whole, and complete, and you're loved.
Wow, that is a really bright spotlight.
See?
I can barely see your shining faces, but I just want to tell you that this is the community that I have been looking for a long time, and it's because of each and every one of you. And I just love having that special relationship that I've been able to have with each one of you to support you in your absolute light and love. And I just feel so grateful, and I say that from the bottom of my heart, that I feel so grateful to be able to commune and to be one with each one of you, because it is truly a blessing. And you give so much back to me, and I hope I can only give a little bit back to you. I mean, I want to give you a lot, but based on what you give to me, I'm just saying, if I can even give anything, you know, like you give to me, I feel like I am so blessed. So thank you so much, because you're amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you, practitioners.
I already said pretty much everything I need to say during the prayer this morning, but I just wish I was able to, all at the same time, look you right in the eye and just tell you, I love you. And that's just the way it is.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'll say something. Thank you. You are all a blessing. I'm so thankful that you're here.
Thank you. So thank you, practitioners. They're gonna disperse the stars. And while the stars are being dispersed, I want to bring something up that I'm planning for the very last of this talk and this message this morning. And that is, do you all remember the little girl? Bring that little girl's affirmation to your mind and her energy that she was doing. And literally feel it right now. Because if we need to, we could watch it again. But I'm pretty sure we could bring that in. So do your rah-rahs. You know, I love my house. I love my community. I love my husband. I love I love it. I love it. And she's like, and that's it. So bring that energy to you right now. Because we're going to do an open-eyed meditation. An open-eyed meditation as opposed to a closed-eyed meditation. And in this open-eyed meditation, we're going to do affirmations. These are affirmations of gratitude. And there's a reason why we're doing this. And so what I'm bringing up for is that energy. Let's put that energy, just like the little girl, the into these affirmations, because they're going to be on the PowerPoint, and I really want you to put your heart and soul into it, okay? And I really want you to participate with this on me. Go with me on this, okay? I'm here this morning. We moved yesterday. Let's do this. So it's you can stand up. I love it. But it's a lot of affirmations. And I'm wanting, the whole point of this open-eyed meditation is to truly infuse. We're going to infuse this room. We're going to infuse our heart and soul with all of this that we are stating that we are grateful for. So everybody get on up. And Eric, if we could cue the first slide. And we're just going to go through these. And I'm going to invite you to truly take them in. Take them into your heart and soul. You go ahead and move those arms and clap those hands if you feel the Spirit moving you in that way. And shout it out. Let's not be meek. Let's be bold with what we're grateful for, okay? So let's start. I am grateful to recognize the sacred in all things. I am grateful for this present moment. I am grateful for the expression of brilliance and creative vision. I am grateful for family, friends, and all loved ones. I am grateful for loving without holding back. I am grateful to cherish each present moment. Next slide. We've got a few, so this is a meditation. Grateful to share all that I am and all that I have. I am grateful for prayer. I am grateful for love, guidance, and strength. I am grateful for every relationship that has taught me and continues to teach me about the gifts of love. I am grateful for the strength to follow my heart authentically. I am grateful for humor and seeing the joy in the life. I am grateful for forgiveness. I am grateful for an expanded perspective and depth of consciousness. I am grateful for the abundance of everything in life. I am grateful to live in a world of unlimited opportunity and treasure. I am grateful to see the world through the eyes of love, awe, and wonder. I am grateful for the soaring energy of spirit that sets us free. I am grateful for the power of choice. I am grateful for spiritual community and a teaching that teaches that everything is possible in God consciousness. I am grateful for health as well as every health challenge that has assisted me to understand compassion and inner strength. I am grateful for the sensitivity to honor and support every challenge and achievement that is part of our human journey. I am grateful for an acceptance of diversity and individual human choice. I am grateful for every animal that teaches unconditional love. I am grateful for the exquisite beauty in nature. I am grateful to celebrate life. I am grateful for my loving, supportive, and amazing spiritual community. I am grateful for knowing that we are all one, and I am grateful to be grateful. Woo-hoo! That's right. That's the way we do it, baby. So let me tell you, I got an experiment for you this week. Here's your experiment. Those of you may be traveling this week to go experience the Thanksgiving holiday with friends and family. Those may be dining here without travel, but you're probably going to be getting together with somebody and sharing a meal. And that somebody might be family that you've got some history with or that may tend to trigger you every now and then, and or friends for that nature. There might be old traditions that you don't really care about, or there might be new traditions you wish you could do but can't. Whatever the thing might be, this is a celebration of gratitude. And so here's my experiment. I'm going to invite you to do this. Let's act like we're God, visiting during Thanksgiving. And this, we're being God, visiting during Thanksgiving, and really get into it. Really get into it. Like, literally. Know and feel yourself that you're God. And you're here this week to take in and experience everybody that crosses your path, and your one and total, full, and only purpose is to love and accept and celebrate your time with them. And that is it. So is everybody willing to do that experiment with me? Because I'm going to let you know something. You are God. And I'm pretty sure that is our sole and one and only purpose. And so I'm going to ask that you step into this week, step into any experience that you have when you're getting that meal together, when you're sitting down to eat it, and when you're digesting it afterwards. You're God, with the single one sole purpose of loving, accepting, and celebrating the time that you're spending with whoever you're with. And so it is. Thank you.